Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to this other edition of Spotlight on Gwendy Media TV. Happy Wednesday, happy midweek. I hope that you all are doing fabulous and especially happy about a new day. I can say the same for the families in Kumba who unfortunately lost their kids who were trying to go to school earlier this week. Our hearts go out to the families in Kumba, and especially we're wishing that the souls of those young kids who only wanted to go to school would rest in peace. We really, really, really pray that this whole Anglophone crisis can stop. It's been long overdue, and it would be so wonderful to finally get off it and start life again as it should. Welcome to all of you just tuning in. As you tune in, please share the video, and we're going to receive our guest in a very short while. As you all saw from the intro of the video, our guest today is comedian Oboy Da Comic. His name actually is Ferdinal Forka. He's an award-winning stand-up comedian and the founder of the Oboy Comedy Show. Sit tight, guys. We're going to be meeting him right after the break. Don't you go anywhere. Hello, welcome, 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 welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You look good, bro. You're looking really nice. So fresh, my brother. The man, what's how you there so that your environment is looking very tentalicious.
See you. I'm at my colleague's place, my son's place, the Oracle. I got here
Aye.
last night. So
Uh-huh.
here for an appointment with
Oh
someone,
wow. Mm-hmm.
people. So since it's equally at the moment at my place in Boya, I told him, bro, where did you keep the keys? Let me even squat at your crib. So
Uh-huh.
he get the keys, and when I got here, this ever shock. All house, the whole house get manual. You want to touch the bed,
Jesus.
don't even lie. You want open door, open it gently. You want people, they say flush. You want go
Uh-uh.
toilet. Man, I did a video today. I told him, bro, you have told me these things before I leave Boyana. It's very simple.
Uh-huh.
Tell me after Pupuin. Tell me not to
Uh-huh.
allow dirty dishes in the sink. See
Oh
me now,
my
then I
God.
let Caesar came because I'm scared. I could be
Mm-hmm.
sleeping. A voice now just enter my dream and start checking the house for long because maybe when you sleep, electricity bills come high. You know, then I'm in Yaoundé. I mean, what?
No, your space looks good, man. You look good. And thank you so much for accepting to be our guest on the show today. And I just want you all who are tuning in, maybe who don't know who Oboy the Comic is. He is an award-winning stand-up comedian. And
Yes.
he just recently created a new comedic character called Pafoka. I wish I could really have Pafoka. Pafoka is my favorite because he really truly represents all the dads out here. I mean, I'm
So,
sure that all of you out here would realize that he acts like the dads that we have out here, and he's just such an amazing comedic character. But before we get into knowing about Pa Folker and learning more about the Oh Boy comedy show, let's discover who our guest on the program is. So, Ferdinand Forker, as you call yourself, would you like to, tell the public a little bit about you? Just take us to where you were born, family, education. I mean, the list is so long of all the wonderful things that you've had to do, but I think that no person can do it better than you. So you have the floor.
it almost sounds like a date. These are the worst questions. The questions most guys say. So can you tell me a little bit about you? And the girl will be like, be more specific, you know. The girl will
Be
be like,
more
be more specific.
specific.
So at the moment, I don't know where to start from. I don't know whether to start from Kumba in Fako division. Or to start from Jakiri in Momo
Uh-huh.
division. Ferdinand Forka is a native from So. I I was born in Biami. I was officially normally born in Biami, but the papers will say something else if I will talk true. I come from a family of five. To my mom, and I say my papa get we plenty, so we plenty. As of now, I don't know if we still have other brothers and sisters around the country or out of the country, but the ones that I know, we should be like nine to my dad. I was born in Biami. Uh, I hail from Jakiri subdivision, Northwest region, precisely from Bui. Um, I grew up for most of my life in Yaoundé. I left Jakiri very young. I was going to class 2, I think. So from my primary school to secondary school, about from 2, yes, from 2 when I was dismissed, long story. I went back to the Northwest region, this time around at my father's uh, uh, migrative place because we are short, but my dad's people migrated to Babesid and the Ngovitunja plains hundreds of years ago. So we share that culture. So when people don't blast me, say, oh, Bansu man, I tell them, say, hey, man, I'm Ngovitunja man. So now they don't blast me, say, this, so we take 4 fufu, chop 1 fish, and switch back to my Saw origin. So I am between Saw and Ngovitunja. What else? I'm a father of 3. I am married. At the moment, my ring is on my neck. You know, say when it comes to marriage, wedding has stages. The ring itself has stages. First, you have it with your hands, in your hand, your right, left hand rather. You do the progress. You see, now my marriage hasn't gotten to that stage. I actually have it on my neck because it kind of gives me some small rashes. So we'll not query, we'll never reach that level. But you should understand that if you see a man who now helps his friends open on cock beer in the bar with the ring, know that the marriage don't reach that level. You understand? So mine is still very fresh. I'm just a year old married to the amazing Afro pop sensation, Cameroonian Afro pop sensation based in the UK, Mimi Baya. We have a set of twins. Officially, we have 3 kids because I got 1 before I married him. You understand? Now, I'm a comedian, and what else? When you said Budika in question, you see why I told you these are the kind of questions you ask during a date, and it becomes complicated. I don't even know where to start. So I grew up.
You're doing well. You're doing well, my brother. You're doing well. So hey, we're so happy that you're able to share, a little bit of yourself with us. Of course, we know that you're married to the gorgeous Mimi Baya. My God, say ship. Oh God, we just see, we see you guys doing all those palapala showing us on internet. We're like, oh my gosh, Danny is enjoying all that beautiful material just for you alone, and of course your darling
Married.
babies, Paris and the
Thank
other
God. You
one.
know, it tells you to motivational speaker. You understand? Now, see the good life we show out there. It is that glorious home. You know, like my parents would say before I got married, it's not a bed of roses. You
Of
understand?
course. Of
Those
course.
flowers, those flowers get small turn. So we just, marriage is all about that. But then we thank God. She's an amazing lady.
So yeah, so do you prefer to be called by Ferdinal Forka or Oboy Da Comic? Which one do you feel more comfortable with?
I prefer to be called the name that brings food to the table now. Oboy Da Comic.
Oboy Da Comic, yes, because that one is shake place. So take us to the beginning. Where is this whole concept of Oboy Da Comic coming from? For somebody like you who studied something totally different in the
All right.
university, where did comedy come from?
Ooh, I did A2 when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
With A2, you have history, geography, and economics.
Mm-hmm.
I had an A in economics, but when I got to uni in 2007, Yaoundé 1, I did geography.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that comic has always been a very struggling guy. Finding for myself from 2 to now. It's been a long, more than 20 years now. It's always
Yeah.
been me, hustling for myself. So during my time in uni, it wasn't easy. I had to hold my studies the first time to go and hustle for fees. Came back, we started again level 2. At
Mm-hmm.
some point, I locked again because of school needs. I had to stop. So at some point I just said, okay, you know what? Maybe uni is not my thing because the money not the one show. I have no support. So I stayed in the house for like 3 years. 3 years during which I went through the bad, the good, and the ugliest. But I didn't give up because there's always been this thing in me. School. Mama go book, no matter what you
Mama
want to
go
achieve.
book, mama get that degree them, just for archives, just for
Now,
say you don't to go
no,
that level. Hey
yeah.
guys, share the video, and don't forget that at the end of the video, those who participate more are going to have some free tickets because, like we said, this is giveaway season, and every guest that we bring on the program would want to give you guys a gift, and that's the same case with Oboy Da Comic. You all know that his big show is coming up, and it's going to be all the VIPs, all the classy people out there, and you don't want to miss it out. It would just be so amazing to have a ticket. I wish I could be in Cameroon right now to attend. Oh, but I comic. Sorry, I just had to say that
Oh, wow.
because hey, I just want all my people to know that we see you all watching. Keep sharing, keep participating. Sending your
Share the
questions for Tanya. What do you want to know? What do you want to know about Tanya? Any question we want to know now, ask about because Tanya, this so in fact, it's a ring then out your neck. I don't understand how in fact, wait till it happen.
We'll get back to that. So in 2007, I'm a student in the University of Yaoundé one, super depressed, super
Oh,
isolated. I literally didn't have friends,
why
and
was that?
that's just it, when it's a whole long story. My childhood hasn't been an easy one, it kind of
Mm-hmm.
kept me in this close corner where I could either think I'm comfortable, and most of the times I will equally feel I'm uncomfortable. There was nothing I could do about it. So
Mm-hmm.
2000, I've always been a funny dude from back primary and high school. I used to be
Mm-hmm.
this guy, babes would come and gather around. I do the ginger there. They swear
Mm-hmm.
happiness.
Did they
Yeah,
laugh?
guy will walk with the prettiest girl in school, but we not they happen. Now they get to take her because she laughs all the time. So when I
Mm-hmm.
got to you, and when you're a young guy in the university and you left Jakiri, with your mom telling you, always remember where you come from. You get, you don't
That
want to
is that
disappoint.
is so touching. Yeah.
But at the
Say
same
no go
time,
forget we oh. No forget we for you.
but at the same time, I don't want to. I don't want to keep being that isolated. I don't want to live through my youth. So most of the time, it all started in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Joined a theater band that is called today Dreams Entertainment Grassfield.
Okay.
I think the guys are still functioning. So I went
Mm-hmm.
there, I started a few things. Now, during my stay in uni between 2017 and 2007 and 2009, I would attend social gatherings, especially those where most of the guys coming to have fun were more of Anglophones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, mind you, I grew up in Yaoundé, which means at some points I speak French more
And you
fluently than
do
English.
speak very fluent French. Yeah.
Merci l'éternel. So that's how I started holding the mic. It all started with stand up, and it wasn't easy. It has not been easy. It's not easy because it's a craft that you build every day. So
And the
from there,
truth is, I'm starting out in comedy. Comedy had never really had its place in Cameroon.
yeah,
And I
oh
would
yeah,
say that for most of the time, we saw a lot of the French-speaking comedians on movies and, mimicking other characters and stuff like that. It was not something that was recognized in the Anglophone milieu. And I would say, and I dare to say, until Oboy Da Comic came up. I would say the very
wow,
first comedian that we saw was
was
Willie de Paris, right?
me now
Willie de
comparing
Paris was the
myself.
very first comedian, and then you came up strongly and took it to a whole different level. I'm saying this and I'm weighing my words because that's what I noticed.
It's not been easy. You said it rightly. So but we comedians, we have what we call a setup, where you write a
Yeah.
joke and you need to start from somewhere to end somewhere. You're a professional comedian where you get distracted and your mind still brings you back to what you were talking about. So in 2007 to 2009, I
Mm-hmm.
started all these events and stuff, and I started building a name for myself.
Yeah.
And when I stopped uni again around 2009 and I stayed for a very long time without going to school, I kept doing performances because these guys kept doing events and always inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I stayed for like 2 or 3 years home, and by the grace of God, for the first time in my life, I wrote public exam into NIYS, the National Institute of Youth and Sports, and that's why I passed. So I don't bribe no man. I don't know me no man.
Welcome, Mr. Vitalis Otia.
Oh, my boss,
Watching.
oh my sir.
Daddy is here. He was our
Yeah.
guest on Saturday.
When you spoke about my award, the first ever edition, the first ever Red Feather Award, I came out of it with an award. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
2000.
amazing, Oboy Da Comic. So you had all that, you know, I don't know, the fact that you had to stop school for some time and then you did not let go of this passion. I would imagine that it was not easy for you as a young man seeing other friends going to school and not having that equal opportunity to go, not because you didn't want to, but because the means was not really there to do it. And you still had that burning passion in you to start something without looking at people's faces, without thinking of what people would say about you. You went ahead, you pushed through, you created a character. Oh boy, that comic. You started doing your comedy everywhere. I received you on Tam Tam Weekend myself. And I remember we had a long discussion. I think that day you came, Mr. Leo was, that was the first time Mr. Leo was actually like starting to blow up with that song On Va Gérer, right? He was on Tam Tam Weekend, and you guys, did I drop you guys somewhere in my old Aventis car?
So no, maybe to when I met you, like we had this very first time. You understand?
Yeah.
So everything from day one. You be university boy, you're like, oh boy, CB, you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
Jody crush me, Jody crush he died, Jody watch on TV. Then the first time I met you was around 2000 and then I just got into INGS around
Mm-hmm.
2012. I was invited to
Okay.
perform by Mola at the
Uh-huh.
Glorious Mega Concert.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was wearing a blazer suit, you understand? That's what I swear. I didn't know you were going to be the host. And
Okay.
I'm doing my thing. And for some reason, a thing that I really hardly used to do then, I approached you. I was like, how was it? You didn't even tell me whether it was nice or good. What you told me is, oh boy, I'm going to tell you one thing. And that thing has been that thing is more like a turning point to me because I've applied that particular thing you told me all these years and it has helped
Wow.
me several times. You told me, oh
Wow.
boy, yeah, good. You told me something about always relating to the audience in front of me. I always remember you're talking to people. You get, because I used to be this comedian who would write his material back home and I'm on stage, I'm panicking. I just want to hit the jokes, and I leave. But he told me this. You taught me what I learned more in INGS. You're talking to a set of people. You've got
Yeah.
to know. You've got to know if this is what they
I
need. This
remember
because
we had that discussion, and we were just like talking. I think you were like, you just wanted to know how did it go, and you wanted to know like if there's anything I have to say about it. We just had like a heart-to-heart discussion, and I said, yeah, you need to connect with the public and just do research and find out what the public actually really wants and create things that would make them feel like, oh my god, this is relatable and stuff like that. And before I knew it, you were this big sensation. Oh boy, the comic show one was already taking place. People were scrambling in Yaoundé to attend the Oh Boy comedy show. I
2014,
mean, I want to
2014 was
say, yeah, I
first.
want to say congratulations for taking that leap of faith, for not letting your talent just go to sleep, for believing in yourself. Um, was it that easy for you to pave that path as one of the first people who was actually taking this huge responsibility?
Ooh, if I say it was easy, then there's no point calling it a success journey
Yeah.
or a successful journey. How did it? How did stand-up comedy really come about? During
Mm-hmm.
my 3 years, I wasn't studying. I wasn't. Can you imagine that even during those 3 years, I would sometimes take my books and I go to Wakela and sit at and feel 1,000 just to sit and feel like I'm still a student. You get, so it wasn't
Oh,
easy. Comedy was just that thing that would make me belong. So around 2009, 10, I'm running a snack bar in Swa because I did a lot of hustles, And I just try to always remember what Mama would tell me. Remember where you come from. You get. So there's this guy I met. His name is MP3. He's a comedian too. I'm sure you know him.
Yes,
And
yes.
Mondays at my snack used to be my off day, my resting. So I meet this guy performing at an event one day, and I'm like, dude, you are amazing. And I think that has been one of my strongholds. Always
Wow.
accepting within me to see someone who is into it and say, bro, you're good. It's the thing. A
So
lot of
is that
people
the
don't.
person who inspired you? Because that is the question that Gwefuni Max, who is a celebrity fashion designer out here, he says, is that the person who inspired you to start?
No, the person who actually inspired me to start is AY.
Okay.
I've watched some.
Because you look like it. No, not you don't look like AY, you look like Basket Mount.
Sure. to share the same platform with him in the future. Only I find passy. I think I some
That kind of thing, no. Who caused him? Who caused him?
So my inspiration comes from Nigerian comedy. I used to have like a pile of 9,000 live CDs that I would watch. But then
Wow.
when I started his show, I will see how this guy will move from the stage to the backstage to make sure the sound is good. Cameras are all planted properly. And I was like, that is just what I want to be. And 2011, I didn't start the show alone. The first time we ever did the very first stand-up comedy in Yaoundé and in Cameroon, English speaking, because around Boya, Kumbalimbe, and everywhere, Sparkles and the rest were actually making waves.
They were
But not
booming. These guys were booming, but Yaoundé was a little bit somewhere, was still like, coming around the back. There was nobody to actually be on that ship, the captain.
And the rest were into gigs, but nobody wanted to
Yes.
give comedy and attention. Somebody had to be daring. We did in 2011 we organized the first ever stand-up comedy event in Cameroon, English speaking. That was, we called it 32 comedy night stand. With every Valley brought up the guy, the famous FM Bazo that you know now.
Yes.
And 11 that same year, we did a second show. And when we got to the first show, I was already in NIYS and I had my own philosophy of events. I'm studying events.
Yes.
It's important to know that it's a leisure activity, it's a recreational activity that has got a socioeconomic kind of importance and advantages. I started bringing the guys, and the guys were like, they were not understanding. You get, it's not in 2014 that I told the guys, you know what, I don't tell when I tire. I'm going to apply it with my own show and on my own show, and you guys will see what this thing with the industry too. 12th of December 2014, we hit the first Oboy comedy show, sold out, overflow, and it's been an amazing story since then. We've moved.
I want to know about that very first show. What were some of the things that you had to do in order for it to really happen and happen big? Because you started with the big door, like they say, tu es entré par la grande porte. Like you started big. Your very first event was huge. What do you think was that thing that actually made it successful?
The very first thing that made it successful was teaming. Teaming.
Okay.
I had an amazing team. Back in NIYS around 2012, my present manager, she graduated. But we kept this friendship. And when I do the show in 2014, she's already working. The idea to her, and I tell her, you see, we both are by profession event organizers, specialists in sociocultural tourism. I cannot do it by myself. First question, can you really manage me when we don't have money yet? She said, cool, it's all right. Now, second question, I want us to put up a show. She didn't hesitate. And that is how Charisma ST came in. Like Emily Mickey, who is founder of Mickey Foundation.
Yes.
Myself, were like five of us. They're my classmate and best friend then, Nyungo Dennis. Five of us will say we are going to pull that crowd. Now, I think it's God's grace because I knew people like you, I knew people like Auntie Nene, and actually it's just
when you talk about her, like Nene Shatseka, she's that one person who has held the hands of young Anglophone entertainers, and I can call them one by one. The ones that she has held, she has sacrificed, she has spent money, she has done things. myself, my being in CRTV, she was one of the main people that stood up for me, that held my hand, that was there for me, basically, in a good and bad time. So I would say yes. And I know
She's a,
all the hustle. She was behind you. She was solidly behind the
the thing
first
that she
edition
had
of
never met
Oboy
me
Comedy
before.
Show.
The thing that she had never met me before. How did I meet Auntie Nene?
Mhm.
We set it for the show. We pick a venue and we paid for the venue because with events, settle your date and your venue. Now we are
Yep.
like, how do we start big? Because by the grace of God, I had an audience. All these years I've
Mhm.
performed at weddings. And
Yeah,
I was
we don't already get kafiash, no man. Kafiash, we don't already.
like, just we don't know. So I go to CRTV, then the program was Hello.
Yes.
Funny thing is, I didn't know who to meet at the studio. I
Mhm.
hit the studio, and that day, I don't know, Nene is very creative. She wanted to
Yes.
introduce the show that morning from the corridor.
Mhm.
We actually bumped into a live session, you understand?
Yes.
She introduced the show, went inside, and came back and met us. What's going on, guys? I'm like, Auntie Nene, I'm Oboy Da Comic. This is Trufi. I said, how can I help you? I'm like, okay, I have a show coming. What exactly do you want? I'm like, I don't
Where
know.
now see I had
No,
the court say, oh my
I know.
gosh. They put
Like
you on the spot.
that was a Tuesday, I think.
Yes.
And we finished contact. And on Thursday, she gives me a phone call. She gives me a call. I was to perform live on TV.
Oh my
And
God. What a beautiful thing.
I don't wear my suit because the suit I had a long story. That suit still there. That suit there for me, the trophy, the monument.
That is a monument, my brother. I can never miss that kind of very first. You
Never
need to miss that
forget.
kind of one.
I went on stage. I'm given the platform for the interview. Then she tells me, boy, I'm going to perform live on TV. I'm like, can
Hey,
somebody teach me? Is this real? Not be
is
dream.
this real? Is this thing
I still
happening?
remember word for what my performance that day was about 6 minutes. It's on my YouTube channel, a boy comedy
Oh
channel.
wow. Yes. I
And
wish I had that skit. I would have played it here for people to see.
then they
Um,
announced me. She did it big. I owe
So
her a
what
lot.
exactly did you do on that very first day? This was your the very first live performance on TV, on national television in Cameroon. What exactly did you do?
First, I called my mother to tell her enemies that her boy has arrived.
I like that. Say,
Then I
go
call
and
my
call everybody
mother.
and tell them that I'm on TV.
No, I tell her she can go and borrow from the shop man, the stores in
Yeah.
the quarter. Don't make come.
Yes.
No. What did I
Yes.
do? During the interview, I was kind of not really nervous because at the moment I present a show on CMTV called Lockdown Comedy Hour. So
Yes.
somehow
Yes.
be journalist by default.
No,
So
listen, being an event person, a stand-up comedian, you're already doing the job. You're a presenter already. So you are doing the job of a journalist, of a presenter, of a producer, and all that. So that's definitely it. You already got it inside of you. You're just pushing it out in different ways.
yeah.
I wanted you to tell us about that particular what did you do that day to make
What
people
did I
laugh on
do?
TV?
I held the mic. I held the mic. The first thing I said, if I quite remember well, is uh, I said something like, "Today's my day." But I can remember the joke I did.
Uh-huh.
Ate Balto, colleague,
Yes,
Ate Frank.
of course. Yes.
I used to call him the Cameroonian Michael Jackson. So
Yes.
I did a joke on how I had an appointment with him at the radio house. So when I got there and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm looking for Ate Bazor. The Aboki man at the gate was like, Kaiwa light, super had the light. I don't know he. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Ate Francis. Everybody knows Ate Francis. Nene knows
Yeah.
Ate. Jambon they knows. Oh boy, I know Ate Francis. The man was like, Kay, you not you waste my time, leave that place. So that is when I saw the man. I saw somebody sweeping the floor with a stick, a
Mm-hmm.
broomstick. So I went and I held it and I started doing the Michael Jackson thing. The man told me, K, I know you. I said, yes, now you. Yeah, I was on TV. Since I was on TV, and my mom kept calling all the time. So
uh-uh.
I can't actually pick one of our calls.
Oh my
Live.
God. Oh yes, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember. You picked up the phone that day as if mom was calling, and then you acted like, yes, mom, I'm on TV.
I'm on TV. Yes, it's me with the suit.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So, man, that is basically what I said. I can't really remember. It was more relational, everything around it. But it was
It
an
was
amazing person.
beautiful. She's such a beautiful person inside and out. Like if she passes around you, something in you is gonna change.
Yeah.
And it has happened. Like she has created so many stars and celebrities. And we just can't thank her enough for the person that she is. So Oh Boy, the comedy show was established. I mean, the very first Oh Boy, the comic show was established. Take us to the process, like, how did you become this sensation today? Because right now, when they talk about Oh Boy, the comedy show, everybody wants to be part of it. Everybody that is a comedian and entertainer, they want to be associated to it. What has been that driving force? What would you say has been that thing that you used to bring these people together? Because a lot of these comedians that we know today, they came alive, if I should say it that way, by being part of one of your events.
Oh, my first I had to make use of my personality, which is God given. Uh, I believe we raise ourselves when we raise others.
Yes,
I believe the strength of the broom is the number. So
yes.
when we started in 2014, the first people I went to share the platform with were my brothers of the funny doctors of 2 or 3 years back.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to apply a lot of leadership because to walk along with people who already know beforehand that this thing has no cash, money not there
It's no
because
money, money no day, oh yeah, no day. My God.
yeah. So my drive has been that solid team. It has not been
Mm-hmm.
easy all these years,
Yeah.
and just that fact that by the grace of God, Asabi put people together helped me
Mm-hmm.
a lot. 2014. 2014, we did the show. It was a sold out show, a full house, but an empty
Wow.
pocket. It's a turnout.
Way.
That's a sacrifice we've been making all these years. So
Mm-hmm.
when we picked the date, I sat with Trophy, several meetings. Henrietta, that's my manager's name, Trophy Henrietta. I sat
Mm-hmm.
with Esther Patrick, she's the communicator, the
Mm-hmm.
PRO, and Nikki, and Yungo Dennis. So we
That's a
started.
powerful team, because every
No,
one of those names that you've called, these are people who are actually big in their different domains, really doing well.
sure. So we one of our one thing that propelled us to here is the fact that Henrietta is a professional in event building and organization. My humble self, then I just graduated in my first cycle with a bachelor in recreational sciences. So we had the science in us, but the challenge also was having to make the colleagues on stage understand that we are just trying to build something so that it's going to last long. Because if it's not professional,
Yeah.
we'll not be why comedy show today is 6 or 7 years after. You get,
Mm-hmm.
we're strictly professional. You're going to go on stage. You're going to have cameras around you covering the
Yeah.
show all you've ever done before. Personalities are going to be in the hall. Nene showed up, and Jembo the Abe showed up. The entire CRTV Friends crew came up.
Yes. Yes.
Like, had big people in the hall, and most of the comedians then had not been used to performing
That
in
was
front of.
really beautiful.
Yeah, so we actually invested a lot for that show to make the waves it made before we could do
Mm-hmm.
the second one in 2015 until now. I think we have about 13 editions of a boy comedy show to our credit, and we keep working. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
my. It all started with putting a team together, picking a date, selling the vision, because a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand that. If you want to work
Mm-hmm.
with people who are going to stand and come through for you, you must be honest with them. I had to
Yes.
sell my vision to this 5 people crew for weeks.
Yeah.
Then we were so pro that we even printed T-shirts, a thing that
Wow.
other guys have not been doing before.
My
And
brother.
we did a door-to-door strategy, like we've been doing that all these years. We don't have to
Mm-hmm.
produce flyers. We did some few flyers, no doubt, but we believe that our fans is a new thing in the entertainment sphere. It's stand-up comedy. Nobody's going to give a damn about it. We have to be
Mm-hmm.
radical. door to
Yes.
door, we visited companies,
I mean, I've seen
bookshop.
your videos where you even go around the street, like especially concerning
Yeah,
your present show right now. I'll tell you something, Oboy Da Comic. This is just like for me to you. I like your selfless attitude. Like you are so relatable, like for real. Like you are so relatable. The truth is, a lot of people will want to do things out there. Everybody just wants to do something, but it's so difficult for somebody to actually think something out, start it, keep it moving, and it's still going
yeah.
strong for all these years. So I'm gonna give it to you. Chapeau,
Thank
my brother.
you.
You've been so consistent, whether it's your videos on YouTube, whether it's your skits on Facebook or wherever, you've just been so consistent. You've continued to serve us good comedy back to back. And now
Shamina,
the Oh Boy, the
that,
comedy show is growing bigger and bigger, and who knows where else it's going to go.
I go die blushing. But it's not easy. You just said something that just kind of tickled my mind a bit.
Yeah,
We are in a state where this is you with a TV show.
yeah,
At some point, so many people want to do the same show. Instead of
yeah.
rallying behind, making sure you get to that point where we inspire more people so they can now come up. You understand? Now, everybody at some point, uh, I think comedy is like a church, you know, it's open to everybody, even the Muslim who wants to convert.
Oh,
But
yes. Everybody is
when it,
free to express their talents.
when it comes to organizing an event, it is not for nothing that others will spend 7, 10 years in school studying to come out with PhDs in one or what thing in
Mhm.
organizing events. You get
Yep.
one money and quick things because he can drill an audience, 2 or 3 people. This person wants to organize a show. It is not
Hmm.
about having people sometimes. It is not about being popular because there's a difference between being popular and famous. Story for another day. You see, we got at some point where everybody wanted to do a show.
Hmm.
And if only the generation that we started, because we are the first generation of stand-up comedians, you get.
Yeah.
If this guy had understood that we all can build this platform to the kind of platform we see around Africa and the world,
Hmm.
and take it to that level. Unfortunately, most of them didn't. 2 or 3 years after Susan Susan show and stuff. And of course, I will always be there to show my support. You feature me on your show, I'll come.
Of
So long as
course. That's
audience, you
that's
get.
what it is, supporting one another to grow.
But the biggest problem has been the fact that when it is not sustainable, quand c'est pas durable, ça n'aide pas l'industrie à grandir. A lot of people did
Hmm.
it. They lasted for 1 or 2 editions and they just dissolved. They melted away. We've been doing a boy comedy show with zero support from the external body. It's my few months of salary. It's my few cash from gigs that we put together to put up a show. But we have been consistent and for the past 6 years, very soon 7. So it takes more than
Wow.
the wheel of organizing the show.
Bravo, bravo, oh boy, the comedy. Oh boy, the comic. I keep calling you oh boy, the comedy. Oh boy, the comic. I would say this about you. um the fact that you have that, ease to work with everybody. And I'm just linking this up to the comment that Teddy Ranwi just put up. It just like he read my mind. He says, I love and admire how you are able to work with any artist. You're so flexible and your humility cannot be measured. Keep it up, bro. Don't be shy.
That has
Don't be
been an
shy.
asset. It has been an asset
Mm-hmm.
for my group and a liability too, because there's a crazy thing with familiarity. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Teddy J. Teddy J is an amazing friend.
Yeah.
Man, it's open. This guy
He's
had,
amazing indeed. That smile and those dimples. Oh my gosh. When you see that dimple,
uh,
then if you just forget your name safe. Like
I'm
NJ
not
Teddy.
I'm not I'm not a gay, but if they lock me up for room, something will happen. That boy too fine.
Ah, man, he
The
has
boy
some
too
picking go
fine.
fresh so dimple them. I say if he smile so you just to say take it, take everything that you want, just take.
So one thing that has fent for me all these years has been I don't have many friends. Like I don't know. I may know so many people facially because we see a lot of people when we perform. But if there's a thing I'm yet to work on is how to relate with people after. But the few that have stayed glued around me, like people like Teddy. Teddy, my daughter is born, and Teddy will barely chat constantly or regularly. Bam.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you for Erica? I was like, bros, the bill say the job on me too. I just became a born again Christian. So I go, please send me to.
I beg, send me some small thing, even water.
Oh no, I'm a new creation. So I can only but thank God every day for such people.
Yes.
Too many in my life,
Yes.
but what they do for me, how they pray, advocate for me and my craft. Man, I call it quality, not quantity. I'm so grateful. And I
Yes, quality is what matters in life. It's not about one, it's not about two, it's not about millions. It's about those
yeah,
two faithful people that are there for you. It's about that one person that you can call, that you can always count on. Those are the people that matter. Hey guys, I welcome all of you who are just tuning in right now. Make sure to smash that like button, okay? And give us those love signs going up there. Oh boy is going to give us some beautiful comedy out here. He's not actually ready for it, but I know that he is a man of so much talent. So he will probably surprise us and just make us laugh at some point because that's his craft. That's what he does on the side, because this is not actually his day job. He is actually employed. He works with the Ministry of what ministry is that? Is it sports?
youth
I
and,
don't know if the ministry has changed now in Cameroon.
yeah, affairs and civic education now. They split it. It
Right.
used to be youth, but now we are a ministry on our
It
own.
used to be youth and sports. So what is it
Yeah,
now?
it is youth affairs and civic education now. Sport now is sport and physical education thing.
Wow. Okay. So we're going to definitely talk about that. Now, I want to know, what is your relationship with other French speaking comedians, and how did they welcome you into the game?
Oh, those guys, they are up.
The way you say, oh, then
I say it because I intentionally didn't want to over associate myself with francophone colleagues artistically. Because if we really wanted the stand-up comedy sector for the English speaking, we really had to specialize a little bit. That didn't stop
Mhm,
me from collaborations with the other colleagues of the French speaking origin. Mosingo
mhm.
Charisma, 2000 and I think 15, 16, we did an amazing skit where I wrote the story. So it's always been
I was
collaboration.
happy to see you two work because he is one fine comedian. He's really good.
Um, this guy who mimics the president, Kaiser
Kaiser
through,
show. Mhm.
yeah, he made me bring a delegation to Yaoundé some 2 years ago of English speaking comedians. So the collaboration
That's
has been,
good.
my colleague, senior pastor, has been in that milieu. So they are very welcoming. The relationship is good. It's good.
That is, I like to hear that, because a lot of times it's like the new kid on the block or the new girl in school. You just
Yeah.
automatically become the enemy of all the other girls, especially if you want come there, you just find against small. They
I
all
know.
boy their attention, just shake, go for that girl now. Other
And
girl
that
then
kind
go hate you. Eh?
of,
So the new
that,
kid on the block is always like, that's why I wanted to know, like, hey, you came up with this concept so strongly. You had all these amazing people backing you. You had the media that a lot of people were not lucky to have right from the start. You just had so much going on for you. So I was like, it was not probably that easy. You should have probably met some roadblocks. Some people were like, the man, who be you, Seth? Like, who are you? Can you, like, come on, take her easy. So
they
that's what
will
I was
never,
like thinking about.
they'll always be there.
Mhm.
But this one came mostly from our Anglophone brothers instead. But
Okay.
I understand.
Comedians or entertainers?
Comedians, entertainers, partly comedians too. Because now one thing that has helped me is, a guy who has seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in life, like man,
Nothing
like
made shake you.
80% of my life has been me struggling and stuff. So there's a lot that I just take with a pinch of salt. So you chase me away, I come the humble way. Before you know it, we are cool. Because there's something I have that you need. There's a grace that you've got that I equally need. And I need to be the smartest person, the smarter
Yeah.
one, the bigger one, to just let go and
Mm-hmm.
skip. Because we
Mm-hmm.
needed professionalism in this industry for the industry itself to be called an industry today. So
Yes,
we
yes.
thank God for the progress. So it wasn't easy, but by the
Okay.
grace of God, we are cool
We are
today.
still hanging in there. Now, there was a
Yeah.
big issue that happened sometime with one of your comedians, and they said he was, um, I don't know, was he sacked or was what happened with your colleague Danny
Talking about
Green?
that agreeing a town
Yes,
crier.
because we cannot just talk about,
Sure.
comedy today without mentioning that it was a major thing that happened. It's like all of you comedians, you came together and they wrote a letter, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Tell us about that. What exactly happened and where is that issue right now?
Okay. For a long time, we comedians were very isolated. Like we'll meet at events, but we don't have a common ground where we all can sit and relate. So when I
Mm-hmm.
got here in 2016, that was my first area of work as a senior international counselor. And I started wondering, why don't we come together?
Yeah.
Held some few meetings at my first place of appointment, youth center. Uh, and from there, we started nursing the idea of belonging to a group. So one day, one of us created a WhatsApp group. The guy is in Cyprus at the moment. God boy MC, he's a comedian too.
Mm-hmm.
So relating in the forums, we're no longer strangers at each other's events, and
Yeah.
we like 2, 3, 4 years. And one day we're like, guys, we are growing. Why don't we have a moral?
Official.
Yeah. So we came under one moral person, Cam Comics.
Yeah.
We made start some few months ago, like last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And in Cameroon, before an association is authorized, it is first of all declared. So we went through all that process. We are
Mm-hmm.
apolitical. The group is open to everybody. So we now can share common issues in the
Mm-hmm.
forum as
Mm-hmm.
a group. Now, sometime last year, ending, somebody comes up to the scene, like you said about the new girl in school, the fine
Yeah.
girl, all the textbooks and stuff. So Danny
Mm-hmm.
Green comes to the scene. Of course, he has got his history. He started from somewhere, but now he's got his style. Now, one thing I personally hate is when someone wants to spoil it for others to fix him. I'm one
And
of those
the
guys.
thing, what we know is that you were one of the people that actually held his hand. You've always supported him.
Exactly,
From what we
exactly.
gathered, that you've always supported him more than any other person. So,
Exactly. So I accepted Danny Green. Like he doesn't even need my acceptance. Maybe what he maybe needed from me was my announcement, because that's one thing people need to understand. Being accepted is easy, but to be announced is another thing. A thing that most Cameroonians don't know. Nigeria already know that. So Danny Green to me till date is a good friend. Recently we're
mhm,
shooting a video that's going to be
yeah,
released.
he's super
So
talented.
hyper talented. So what
Yeah.
happened is his how he went about being known was an issue with most of the colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to something that the likes of Oboy Da Comic, the MP3s, the Big Mami Agatas, the Sparkles have been sweating under the sun to build. And because social media has become a crazy tool today, maybe who knows, the next World War will probably stand up from there by the grace of God. I hope it not happen. And you
Hey,
can't
God forbid to.
keep an audience for yourself, which is good. You build a fan base
Mhm,
for yourself. But what you tell them constantly is you are the first. You are the number one. It is only you. Those are stuff that speak to people's ego. So we will talk
mhm.
about it in the forum, and it always kept people a little bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to justify myself here, but I think the way I was created, I find myself always coming to tell the guys, understand it is way. Probably you should
Yeah.
dilute.
Just
That is
give
him.
people a benefit of doubt. Everybody has their way of coming through. It might not please you. It might not be how you expect it to be, but hey.
Exactly. But what Danny needed to do, which I'm sure he did after we had the feud, was he kind of diluted it, which is good. It's working well for him. You get, because
Mhm.
when you do that, you get genuine followers. Because on social
Yes.
media, people are pulled by negative stuff. So
Yeah, like if we came here and brought up a scandal, like would have had like a lot of people sharing right now and watching. And I know all
exactly,
of you are sharing and watching. I don't see all the comedians in the house. Where are you guys? Your brother is here talking, and I don't see you guys coming here to support. Where is your Camp Comics? Where is the Camp Comics band? They're not here.
Maybe
Anyway,
because they
so Oboy Da Comic, I want us to talk about another issue that happened with one of our colleagues, entertainers. You and some other comedians took to the social media like very angrily because of certain comments that were made on a TV platform.
yeah.
And I just wanted to know from you, like, what was that experience like for you? And, I read you had a very lengthy message that you put out, you poured out your heart. Tell us about that experience and, what you felt.
Um, it wasn't easy for me personally to survive that particular episode of our industry. Like what happened is these people have their talk show where they talk entertainment. It's a good thing. I
It's a
believe a lot in
beautiful show, wonderful platform, and of
I
course,
believe
yeah.
a lot in I believe a lot in constructive criticism,
Okay.
especially in the times we are living now. I was telling a colleague yesterday, the Cameroonian youth of 4 years ago when the crisis started to now is a different youth. We need
It's
to
a
restore.
different, yeah.
Guys have, sorry the expression, balls. Guys, they get hard. Small
They
people
get
should chat.
hurt.
That is what the youth have become. Now, we are living in a very tense environment for the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, an industry is made up of sectors: the movie sector, the comedy sector, the talk show sector, if we can put it that way. You get,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
these guys have their show and they have it as topic. Are Cameroonian comedians funny? Actually followed it. I'm one of those people who
So
easily
you were
pick.
watching the program that day?
I am a follower of that program. Like these
Yes.
guys, when they release their episode, they forward the link to me. Ironically, when they did an episode about comedians, they didn't forward it to me.
Oh, wow.
so so I'm like,
Okay.
okay, good. I watched the show from beginning to end. I'm like, you guys have the right to say comedians are struggling to be funny, but to call names and say, oh, Pancho, he's not funny, but I love his borderlines. Oh boy, he's not funny. Cavino, he's not funny.
Wow.
My question at one point was, you guys doing your talk show, do you really think you're doing the talk show the right way? Imagine me, because I have TV platforms I'm
Of
on
course.
almost every weekend. Imagine me
Yeah.
being on the platform. I'm like,
And you have your own show, Lockdown Comedy Hour, which is so
and I'm like,
amazing. And
and I tell you guys, you see this freaky table thing, it's no show. I'm like, no, that's not constructive. Tell me, okay, good, these guys are doing great, but if they can polish this or that. So that's what got me angry, because I started thinking, do these people know the sacrifices we've made all these years? And the annoying thing is we've had these people, a good number of them, attend our shows, laugh to the point that they want to fall off the seat. And my question is,
wow.
did you guys really badly need the content for your program that you thought that for it to, and I think after this, that's the highest number of views they've ever had. We gave them and we're happy that we helped them. You get,
Oh, boy.
guys, tell me that I'm not funny. My objective is not to be funny only. I'm trying to be educative in my craft. I'm trying
Give
to
value, because value
I'm
is
trying to
what matters
do
at the end of the day.
my craft. You don't come and tell me I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just funny. Yes, so it vexed me, but at the end of the day, sometimes
And
we
of
need
course, what can be funny to me may not be funny to another person. So life is subjective like that.
say relative. So, but then
Mm-hmm.
it was a hit that gradually disappeared. But I'm glad that we all learned a lesson.
Did you ever reach out to them? Did you guys kind of like talk over it, like to, or was it just something that ended at the level of social media?
Gwenny, this is a funny thing with this industry. Guys kill themselves on social media. Trust me. They literally shoot each other in the head on social media, on Facebook. When they meet, they act like nothing happened. But they forget that
They say no, 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 they.
that's our marketplace. You guys are burning when we meet. But then we've met several times again with the panelists of that program, and it's always cool.
I
hate
mean,
it
there's
when
no bad blood, right? Whatever it
no,
is that somebody says, you always try to look for the good in that and pick it up and run with it. That's what matters in life. Okay, hey, let's talk more fun stuff. before we get into that, because you know the juices, we don't already talk all the serious thing them since the beginning. Like I want us to relax things a little bit, shake it up a little bit. Hey guys, remember, two people who are participating more on the show today are going to get free tickets to attend the Oboy comedy show, which is coming up on the 1st of November in Boya and on the 6th in Douala. I got it right. So without further ado, I want us to watch a little excerpt of that promo, just so you guys can whet your appetite. And when we come back, Oboy Da Comic is going to, you know, brush up on everything and how the preparations are going on, and what are some of the things that you all should expect by attending this amazing event. Let's watch.
Bell Entertainment, 80th production, Oboy Comedy Concepts presents. For the very first time in Douala, Oboy Comedy Show, the VIP hangout with Oboy Da Comic and friends. 6th of November 2020. It's gonna be at NIYS Entertainment Arena at Petit Terrain, Bunamusa di Douala. 9 p.m. Live on stage, Oboy Da Comic, Alene Menget, Irene Barra, Don Chaole, Tux the Entertainer, The Oracle, Godfather, MP3, Loboy Sentichi. Come and have a memorable time with laughter. 100,000 premier spot, 75,000 gold spot, 50,000 silver spot, 5,000 VIP tickets. For tickets, reservation and sponsorship, please contact 677 57 83 24 or 674 05 78 37. Better still, 675 06 73 53. Tickets are available now at NIYS Kitchen, J4B Bakeries, H Club. It's VIP comedy. So come, let's hang out.
We die.
Welcome back, guys. We're taking the temperature up right now. We'll be talking about the Oboy Comedy Show, the celebrity hangout. The list of guys who are going to be on this platform are amazing. It's going to be taking place at NIYS Kitchen. I mean, the comedians that are on the platform, God, I just want to be at this event. Oboy Da Comic, take us to where the temperature is situated at right now. Now 60, 70, 80, 90, or you don't cross 100 degrees.
We are at you know, it's only in Kumbada. You buy a phone and you put it on charge. After the phone has charged, you see something like 150% charged.
Oh my God.
Only in Kumbada, you buy a phone and the power bank. You charge the power bank halfway. When you put in your phone is instead charging the power bank.
Oh my God.
So
that's funny.
We start this Sunday at Hotel St. Clair Boyas from 7 p.m. Oboy Comedy Show for the third time will be coming to the City of Excellence. Once upon a time, the city of legendary hospitality. Hospitality don't disappear. We claim so excellent. So we are going to take in the show to the City of Excellence as from 7 p.m. this coming Sunday. Because when you say next Sunday, they had the cut. This coming Sunday.
Let me say Sunday, just few days coming, because we're already today and already went to 20
now. And my blood does start hot. My blood does start hot because I have a lot of new material to pour out, you know, and I can't wait to have Pa Forka perform on stage for his very first time.
Pa Forka, my celebrity Pa.
Some few months ago, comedians have been performing, struggling to impress Oboy. Oboy has not given them platform. Pa Forka just come on stage, use your vulnerability. We don't take it out.
Pa Forka, they negotiate all thing, even VIP tickets. That Pa Forka character is just, I don't know where you got that idea to create that character, but boy, you are creative.
My late grandfather passed away last year. Pa Forka.
Oh, so that is Pa Forka who is being reborn.
Yeah, that's my dad's papa. Because we of this time, we are daddies, you understand? So
yes.
Growing up in Babisi, I used to just admire this man. This man is, my family is so full of a sense of humor. Like, my dad is a who will tell you to get up at 2 a.m. to go and read, but we nobody reader.
But me read the book then, you know, the notes that you copy from school, you can read those ones, right?
My papa fine. My papa will talk. I will off school fees for 3 years. Papa get away job, play with principal, make and laugh, each job forget. So
where?
It's a family matter. So I'm thinking, how can I keep my grandpa's memories, you know? And started building Pa Forka. Forka actually was not built for the stand-up comedy platform. But when I look at Perry and his Madia, I'm like, almost the same thing as that. You get
That's smart, man. That's so smart.
So if in the long run,
you worry, eh? Ha! See where the idea came from. You see?
So I'm looking forward to having
Who caused Sam?
Being one time in theater bands, what we are working on Forka to be is somebody who can address societal issues as they are.
Yes, as a father and as a comedian as well.
Somebody who they can use in movie projects, commercial projects. You get somebody who can shape our society through his wisdom.
But Forka in negotiation strategy then bad. Forka call Ni's kitchen. The one negotiate platinum ticket, he negotiate and down, say where again at this so amount. That Forka, he's in fact he's a celebrity. That I like him. I like Forka. Now they re-repeat that inside the outside. No be that kind of thing. They say, but I want that platinum. I want that platinum ticket. But again now so. I say yes, pa.
So Forka will be performing on Sunday. And when we're done on Sunday, the same week, Friday, we're taking the show to NIYS Entertainment Arena, Petit Terrain, Bonamusadi. Now, the package is big because for people like pioneers like Alene to accept that they will grab the mic that day to do comedy.
It's huge.
It's huge. So we'll have Alene. We'll equally have Godfather. Godfather, for those who don't know, that guy is an amazing script writer. Like a good number of people, he writes them for me, conceives them for me.
Wow.
So we'll have 1 or 2 punchlines on Friday. Then we'll have this guy who came out from the UK. Like, who does that? With the way come today, you come on UK, come back.
The man, you come out bush, carry back for pay, say hey. They cannot pay.
In the whole, he go surely, he has to come. That man, you should never commit crime for that side.
No, he never commit crime. The fact I say a lot of people abroad, they wish that they could be home because there are a lot of things that we take for granted when we're back at home. Like the things that you own your house. If you build your house, it's your house. Nobody comes to ask you to pay mortgage. If you own your car, it's your car. You're not paying any car note anytime. Like life is so easy. If you just buy a corn for road, like sometimes you really miss that. And I think that yes, when people leave from here to go back home, is because they still miss that thing. They want to go back. If they could, they will stay there, but because they have to continue paying those bills and live that lifestyle that they already used to. Yep.
So we'll be having Don Chaule, MP3, the Oracle, 2 of my sons, the Oracle, the Boy Synthetic. We have the lone female artist on the platform, comedian Irene Barra.
I love her.
I know. So she's going to be at the show. It's just going to be a relaxed moment with comedians and the people in the building that day. That's why it's called Comedy Hangout. I mean, I sit with a couple of friends.
Just a hangout, yeah.
A bottle of water or the other dirty water, you know. And we mount the stage at a certain point during the evening and we just crack the ribs of people who could afford to be there.
Yeah. And so a lot of people are saying that, man, they say they really want to come, but they say their hand is short. So tell us a little bit about, the pricing, like how can people be part of this event? Where can they get the tickets?
For Boya, which is very close already, Boya will range from 2,000 francs regular. VIP, I mean, the regular is the price for the show. Like it comes with, it's just your seat.
Just your seat. No mimbo.
No
you mimbo. If you bring your crank, put it in your pocket. They smell the whole. If you gas it, oh God.
So regular 2K, VIP, that one comes with a snack and a bottle of drink, 5K, and a front stage advantage. And for couples, it's 15,000 francs, a bottle of vintage wine, some snacks to push, take the wine to push down with.
I'm liking it.
Then the table for 50K is a table for 6, it's accompanied by a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of wine. The truth is, I wish it was even more expensive because I actually spend a lot to put up a show. I was telling somebody this morning that in average I spend about 1 point something to put up an average show that will contain 400 to 500 people.
Let me say you ticket, man. You don't ticket. I know say you fresh, but man, let me say money they inside your pocket, man.
I'm doing
Hey, who cost Sam? JTD, you come and help me. Oh.
So if we just have to keep pushing that way before the corporate world realizes, or I hope they are noticing us, because my strategy in life is I don't like to impress people. I don't go for people, you know. But
you want them to see the value you have.
I want you to notice me without me stressing a lot on you, but just me doing my thing. So I still believe that someday, because my objective basically is not to do shows. If I can collaborate with people who really handle mega events and I stick to me being a comedian, but I still own my show, I will gladly do that. Cameroonians are best in this sector till now. I don't know why. Whereas we've proven a lot of people wrong. We've pulled crowds. We've hit 1,000 audience in 2018 at NIYS. Come on.
Wow.
The ready audience for your brand. We've never had an empty hall. So hopefully the time will come.
Yeah.
Nigeria, let's take our own time.
Okay.
So for VVIP, 15 regular, and where you can get your tickets. People need to stop calling me. I need to write the jokes. I need to put the jokes together. So you can grab your tickets at St. Clair Hotel, the reception.
That's in Boya.
Reception Boya. You can get your tickets at Jeffobi Bakery and at CMTV and High TV. Tickets are available. The tables are already sold out. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a very, very big hall. So we kind of plan to have 10 tables. Yeah, so we sold out the tables already, but our VIPs are still available in regular tickets. So
we're going to give out, Gwendi Media TV is going to give out 30,000 worth of tickets as a support to Oboy Da Comedy Show. And we really want people to win tickets to go for the event. So before the end of the program, I want you all, whoever is interested in winning a ticket to attend the event, whether it's in Boya or Douala, I want you to do the hashtag Oboy Da Comic on Spotlight. Just do the hashtag Oboy Da Comic on Spotlight. It can be for you or it can be for somebody back home who you want to attend, and they would definitely be able to get into contact with somebody to get their tickets for the event. The one in Boya is taking place on Sunday. This Sunday, that's few days from now. And then the one in Douala is taking place next weekend. And this is in collaboration with your birthday coming up, Oboy Da Comic. And you also have something amazing that you want to do. You're giving back to the community.
Yeah, we want to give back to the community like we've been doing all these years. At every show, we attach a social cause to it. So my birthday coming up on the 18th of November, and the birthday is coming with a lot. Like, celebrate my babies, I celebrate my first year in marriage. A lot of things have happened. We can only but thank God by
congratulations.
Thank you. We thank God. We thank God. So, we want to visit one, at least, and two at most orphanages where we can eat together, share the birthday cake together.
That's beautiful.
We can not limit ourselves to the cake and food, probably extend with, I don't know, some bathing buckets, I don't know, some cups, so long as our hand can reach. And that can only be done after the shows because it's show business. There's an investment, there must be an income.
Yes.
So I'm going to do the arithmetic after the two shows. And when I see what came in, I'll take 1 or 2 days to prepare and plan, and we'll visit 1 or 2 orphanages in Boya.
Okay, that's really amazing. And I don't want us to end the program without talking about the recent happenings in Kumba. Our hearts are still bleeding You know, the innocent kids that were killed just few days back on their first day of school. Oh my God, I don't want to think about it. I saw the pictures that they took before school that day, and knowing that that was their last smile that they could have, it's so heartbreaking. We cannot end the program without talking about that. Um, you're a father, I'm a father. As parents, as citizens of this country, as you know, Anglophones, we crying out loud. Um, as a comedian, what would you say? Like just a comedian, just you know, a Cameroonian and Anglophone. What do you have to say about all this?
You see, like we'll say on stage most of the times, not be today is that you have been crying. You've been crying. You've been using the art. Personally, I have been almost all of my material since 2016 has been around the crisis. It will sound funny at the end of the day, but I'm trying to say something through that craft. But you see, this Saturday, last week, Saturday, 24th, kept me very, very bitter.
Yeah.
That was the height of it. My television platform with CMTV, I said it. I will not come and distribute blame. We've been spreading blames, shuffling blames since 2016. What has happened? But having to weaponize the children.
Yeah.
The same country we are fighting for a brighter tomorrow every day. When the future comes and the kids are not there to enjoy the labor,
Where?
then who were we doing all of this for? Who is the hustle for? So it got me so sad, and I can only join the millions of Cameroonians who are sick and tired, be it the party by the left or the right. We are tired of all of that.
It
We
should
just want this
stop.
to end.
We're
We want it to
tired.
stop.
4 years is long
Too much.
overdue.
It's too much.
4 years is too much.
Too
We've
much. As
lost
we
family, friends, relatives, people that we don't know, just community members. And now those kids. God, I don't want to think about the parents who put their lunch in their lunch boxes, how
no,
excited those kids were to go back to school, and they never came back home. Well, our hearts go out to all the families that lost their kids, their loved ones, and to all those who've had to lose somebody through this Anglophone crisis. It's too much. Enough is enough, please. It should stop. Beg and pray that something would happen and that this whole thing would stop. So it would be a nice thing for people to join on Sunday and go laugh out a little bit, and you
yeah,
know, just remember and talk about those things that we stand for, and hopefully look for ways forward to make our country stronger, to make our community stronger, because we are stronger together.
yeah. We've always been
So,
stronger together. Come on.
yeah.
At least football we don't fail we. Football we don't fail we. Well, some of us look at football as now like a monument. We already see them. See, once upon a
And you
time.
look
No,
like a lot of people. You look like uh basket mouth. You look like this other. You look like when Song used to have the blonde.
that,
You used to look like him. You look like some other guy. I've forgotten the guy's name in the national team. Like you just change. Your
that,
face changes with your looks,
that's the
right?
person who go with me. We say I be boyfriend. No, I'm just you.
It's amazing. So, Oboy Da Comic, as we separate today, I want you to know, just share something with your people, connect with them, tell them something, whatever it is that you want to share with them right now. You have the show coming up. If you wanted to talk about, you know, the parents who've lost their kids or whatsoever, just take this moment to share with them right now.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been an amazing time and a painful one too, because It's hard to generate or cause laughter when the nation is bleeding, when the nation is crying. But if you look at things deeply, you equally understand that we sometimes need to resource ourselves to face a day that is coming. And that is why, even amidst all of this, inviting you guys on the 1st of November, this coming Sunday, to come and join us as we forget about all this stress for a moment through laughter. And on the 6th of November, this time around in Douala, as we try, no matter how hard, to forget about the hard time in a bit. It will never go, we know, but we are going to resource ourselves and probably recanalize our energy and even go harder on our fight, our daily fight. My heart goes to all the victims, especially to the bereaved family. I'm not just going to focus on the 2020, 24th October by incidents, 14 February, Gabo, and so many instances where we have had to lose our innocent young ones, the old. We didn't sign for this. I know we didn't. Let's stop asking how we got here. We are already here. Let's find a way to get out of here. And our way out of here is to keep being prayerful, to each and every day being a solution to the problem. But I was telling somebody again the other day, we want to always look at things in a big way. When you want to hold it big, you can't solve it. The crisis is around ourselves, around our neighborhood sometimes. How do you treat your neighbor? How do you treat yourself? How do you treat your children? How do you
It
treat your
starts
family?
from there. Yeah.
Yeah, we all start from there, and gradually we are going to tackle the main branches. And before you know it, we are going to be a happy nation again. Stop the crisis, stop the war, stop the killing. If my voice really matters, and I trust God it matters, then hear me
It
now.
does.
Stop the crisis, stop the war. Enough
Please
is enough.
stop it.
Go ahead.
Let's go
Go
forward
ahead
together.
and
Let's make a difference.
you can go ahead and tell us Kuma is in Fako division, we'll take it. You can go and advise us as the bereaved to bury the dead, we'll take it. Cameroon has always been a fun-filled country. This country, you just get the way you done the sweet before, don't matter be day. Let's take some few steps and meet it where it used to be before. I think it's,
Re-strategize and make it
yeah.
work.
I
Yeah.
feel like the people who are in charge of putting things in order know what to do. Let them do what is supposed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
At our individual levels, let's change around us. Let's change how we see ourselves. Let's come back to the Cameroonian who used to be so jealous of his peace and integrity. That Cameroonian used to be very jealous of the love around him. That Cameroonian who would keep so jealously the Cameroonianism in him.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to go back. It's too much.
Let's
If
remember
not,
who we are. Let's focus on our growth. Let's think about our children and the future that was setting up for them. Because these
yeah,
kids, they did not ask for all this. Some of us
at
had the
all.
opportunity of going to school. We're sitting here. I have a show. You have all your events. You're this person. What about these kids? What future do they have if we don't let them? Please, guys, please, in the name of God, let this thing stop. Enough is enough. Make it stop. I beg.
You don't see
Please. Yeah, enough is
just
enough. So that said, you guys, let's pick up winners for today. I asked everybody to send in a hashtag, Oboy Da Comic, on Spotlight. And the very first person that sent the hashtag is J. Teddy Ranui. I know you're in the US, but you can give your ticket out to somebody. So J.
yeah.
Teddy Ranui, you're the very first person to win a ticket to the Oboy Comedy Show. Congratulations
Yeah.
to you.
Obviously,
Saying Fon, you were the second person to hashtag Oboy Da Comic on Spotlight. Atem Keng is the third person to hashtag Oboy Da Comic on Spotlight. So you win yourself a ticket. Gwendy Media is supporting the Oboy Da Comic show with some tickets as well. So hopefully you can get a ticket for yourself there. And yeah, so those were the three people that sent in a hashtag. So you got yourselves tickets to attend the event. If you're in Boya, get in contact? How can they get in contact with their tickets? How can they have their tickets?
Okay, especially now that my mind really be on the show.
Yeah.
I'm having a strategic meeting with my crew tomorrow, but you guys can get your tickets at St. Clair Hotel.
Okay. So if you're
Yeah.
in Boya, get your tickets from St. Clair Hotel. What about people who are in Douala?
People in Douala, unfortunately, every quiz we've had, every giveaway we've had so far is for Boya.
Oh my God. So people who are in Douala, they don't lost they don't lost market.
Now, what do
There's
you
no
want?
ticket for Douala.
No, it's not like they don't lost market. The challenge I have at the moment is how am I going to take the hype into another level after the first? Because between the first and Douala is just about 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
It's just about 4 or 5 days. So
Mhm.
let's see what comes up in the week before Douala happens. But if you're in Douala, how can we do this? It's business now. Boya stays in Boya. Douala
Boya
stays
na
in
Boya,
Douala.
Douala na Douala.
Exactly. So, but I'm pretty sure Douala is very close to Boya now. It's an hour drive, you can make it to Boya.
Na all man get motor abi an hour
Or you
drive.
take Clando.
You take Lando can attend Oboy Da comedy show. Anyways, guys, Ferdinal Forka, Oboy Da Comic, I want to say thank you so much for being an amazing guest today on the show, for sharing a little bit about yourself with us. Now we feel like we know you more. It's not just the guy that makes us laugh. It's not just Pa Forka personified, but it's a little bit more. Somebody who is open-hearted, somebody who is kind, somebody who will reach out to people in need. You have this upcoming program coming up. You want to go share a little bit of something, laughter and sunshine with kids at an orphanage because it's your birthday season in connection with your shows that are coming up in Boya and Douala on the 1st and on the 6th, respectively. We just want to wish you all the best. Just keep the flag flying so high. Keep pushing comedy, the Cameroonian comedy out to the world. We see what you're doing and we're so proud of you.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you to the Cameroonian community in the diaspora. You guys showed love to this particular show more than you've ever done before.
We want to
Thank you so
support in
much for
any
the
way that we can.
giveaways. A special thanks to my mother-in-law, Shushu Chassis, Sonny Eric in Belgium, Auntie Victorine UK. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much, TC Design. The list is inexhaustive. Thank you very much, Teddy
Yes.
J. Man, I love una scatter. If to God be saying that this are for come tank una for una door.
Pam pam. And we just wish you the best. You know what? We'll be waiting for the videos to share because we want to be part of it, even if we're not there physically.
Oh
So,
yeah,
yes.
we're working on that too. We're working on that. I will see how we can go live during the show. That would depend on Doga, the big people at MTN. If they make it
Right.
easier for us, we'll go live. But I think
Yes,
we'll figure out something.
everything will go well. We wish you all the
Yeah.
best and we'll always be here rooting for you. God bless
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to the program this afternoon. It was all about comedy. We talked about Oboy Da Comic, how this whole comedy started. We talked about, the Oboy comedy show that has been growing strong from strength to strength. We talked about his upcoming event that will be taking place on the 1st of November at Hotel St. Clair in Boya and at NIYS Entertainment Arena in Douala on the 6th of November. We also gave out some tickets to some lucky winners. If you're in Boya, just go over to Hotel St. Clair and pick up your ticket. We are in a crisis season, we're in a mourning season, but it's also important to remember the things about life, the reason why we are all here. It's good to come together and figure out the best way to go from here. Now, I want to let you guys know on Saturday, the program is going to be special. We'll be talking to some men of God. We want to talk about the Anglophone crisis from God's standpoint. And I want to invite all of you to tune in on Saturday at 2 p.m. We're going to be digging into it. I'm not really somebody who gets into debates like that, but with something like this, with the crisis that keeps going on and the killings multiplying every single day, we cannot stop. We have to say something. We have to let our voices be heard. And I want to invite all of you on Saturday. I'll be putting up the flyer later today or tomorrow. We're going to be talking with pastors and men of God to find out what the Christians, what the church can do to make things better in this crisis. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. I want to wish you an amazing day, a wonderful rest of your day, and especially more sunshine, more blessings in everything that you do. Remember, you can be the change that you seek in life. Whatever happens negatively around you, don't take it too personal. Don't take that on you. Push through, push through your dreams, your passions, and the rest is going to be history. I love you guys, and I'll see you on Saturday with the same pleasure. God bless you. Mwah.